I would get on you for not charging your AirPods, Jake. I'd say, it's not like we've done this podcast for a couple of years now, and it's not like we've consistently done it on a Tuesday, but they're easy things to forget to charge. I forget to charge mine from time to time as well, so.
Yeah. No, I don't have an excuse.
Don't have to charge the over-the-ear headphones here with the wire, the old school way.
I know,
Now, does that mean I go bald sooner? Potentially, I don't know, but I got a good head of hair, so.
That's not a real thing.
It's not a real thing. Well, that's wonderful,
No,
considering I'm an over-the-ear guy.
It's a wives' tale.
A wives' tale. It's a cock and bull story, as it were. How about wearing hats? Does that?
No, that's the same thing. It's not real.
So we're in the clear, you and I.
Uh-huh.
Love to hear that. What do you think, Liam? Ooh, no fantasy right now. Liam might be joining us later in the program, potentially.
But also maybe not.
But also maybe not. He's got to do quote-unquote real-life work stuff. So it's just Jake, a.k.a. Jake right now. Right now. Why did I say right now? Right now, I meant to say. Mr. Jake Wallinger. I am Alex Cora, a.k.a. Fitz. This is Pod on Lansdowne, brought to you by the Believe Network. Glad you're joining us for this regular edition of the program. A lot less people in the chat this time around as compared to Saturday night. So,
there's a lot on right now. Sox, Bruins.
Celtics, Bruins. Sox are also on right now. I don't necessarily blame anyone, but we got the chat going on, Jonah in the chat as well, and then people will start filing in, I'm sure, as the episode continues. But also, how many times we're going to have emergency episodes where the fucking manager gets fired, right? That was a special occasion there.
It was. And we had fun. We had a lot of fun with it.
About 2,500 people have listened to that episode so far, so thank you to everyone, old and new, who tuned in Saturday night. There was a lot that you could be doing at 8:30 on a Saturday night as the weather's starting to get a little bit better. You could have been out with family, friends, you name it. Could have been watching a movie, binge watching a TV show, no matter what it is, but you decided to join us during the live broadcast there, and we really do appreciate it. As always, all of the support. And we'll get into more of the Alex Cora departure and the fallout of that decision to part ways with him. The Boston Red Sox parting ways with him and a couple of other of the supporting staff. We also have a conversation with Katie Morrison O'Day of Mass Live, who, if you are in the know, is a beat reporter for the Worcester Red Sox, which means she is very, very familiar with our new interim manager, Chad Tracy. We wanted to learn more about Mr. Tracy, his background, what kind of a guy he is, what kind of a manager he is. We wanted to learn more about that, and we figured Katie, friend of the program, was the best person to reach out to. About a 40-minute long conversation. It's great. That will be later on in the program, and it's also up on youtube.com/@podonlansdowne if you're watching this now in the stream, or if you're watching this on YouTube later on. That's all later on in the program. But first things first here, Jake, and we can talk about the recent play from the Boston Red Sox over the last couple of days. 3-game winning streak entering tonight. I don't know if that's going to hold up. Top of the sixth right now in Toronto. 3-0. Toronto in the lead. The Blue Jays with Trey making his return off of the IL. Still a lot of baseball left. We'll see what happens. But with all that said, first things first, Jake. 72 hours or so removed from our podcast. I was I was confused. I was shocked. I was, uncertain. You're muted, but I read your lips. You said, not me.
Yep, that is what I said.
That's exactly what you said. Well, this time later, do you still feel the same way? Now that we're a little bit removed from the shock of the situation, what do you feel now? Any stronger convictions that you have about the news of Alex Cora's firing, along with some of the support staff, including Jason Varitek, who is for sure gone. He did not take that reassignment well that we talked about Saturday night. He said,
didn't
fuck
take
you.
the 2 weeks with pay.
No, as he shouldn't have. That's kind of pathetic. But quickly, before we get into the actual Cora stuff, very quickly, just say you're going to... I agree with what Cora-Less said on Section 10. Just say that you're going to fucking fire him, man. Don't try this cute, ooh, we're reassigning you and shit. No. Yeah. You just don't have the guts to say that you're going to fire the captain of the team.
I would like to say, though, I don't think that's the original sin. I think the original sin is hiring Varitek in the first place, because that's why you don't hire old boys club guys, because it makes it awkward when it has to end.
Right.
Like,
Well, and again, not for nothing, like you take this, your mileage may vary on how you take this, but Cora-Less did say on that very podcast that the insight that he was providing was just, for lack of a better term, being ignored like within the clubhouse. So I don't know. Again, I said it on Saturday and I'll say it again. The oral history on all of this is going to go crazy.
I know. I was thinking actually because there's Homegrown by Stats Masterson, Alex Spear. I don't know if anyone's read that. I have read it actually, and it kind of
culture.
I mean, it's mostly about the 2018 championship and like Mookie, Benny, JBJ, like Xander, Devers, like those guys like coming up and kind of like how they built that roster. But there is some behind the scenes stuff in it, and that's kind of the last like long form Red Sox thing that has come out. So I'm really interested. Like everything post 2018, I'm simply fascinated. Somebody will write a great book about the John Henry Red Sox, and it'll be
the entirety of it.
Yeah, it'll be like longer than this is a crazy reference, but the Robert Caro, is that how you say his name? The Robert Caro Lyndon B. Johnson books. Are you familiar with those?
I can't say that I am.
They're like they're like this, they're thick books. There's like 4 volumes about his life, and I don't even think they've reached
300 pages dedicated to the fact that he'd whip his cock out to like
I don't even think they've
legislators.
Reached his presidency yet in the books.
Right.
So I think hopefully one day we get a beautiful big Fenway Sports Group book, because my goodness, will it be fun to read.
Yeah. And we got to get that author on the podcast when that time comes.
There. Yeah, Robert Carr. Maybe we'll get Robert Carr on the podcast talking about Lyndon B. Johnson.
But yeah, I wanted to get that out of the way about the Veritech thing. But in the fallout of the Alex Cora news, you still feel relatively the same? Because you were pretty much, I don't want to put words in your mouth, Jake, but you were pretty much cool with it?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Can you tell? For anyone who may have missed it, or to double down on any opinion that you may have, if you want to change anything on that front, the floor is yours.
I mean, I've been more down on Cora than most, I think, for a couple of years now. I don't really like the way he managed, and I feel strong enough to use this word. I hated the way the Red Sox were coached for several years now. And I don't think that second part is unique to me, but for some reason, a lot of people like basically gave Cora grace for a lot of that. We're like, that's not him. But like,
you're on a streak of about 4 or 5 shows in a row saying giving people grace, I think.
So are you. It's you saying a lot too now.
It's rubbing off on me, man.
Yeah.
You've rewired my brain. You and Cam Newton have rewired.
Kadoosh.
Kadoosh.
But and we said this on Saturday, like the defense, the fundamentals, the stuff like getting bunts down, like just they even when they were winning last year and 21 for that matter, it's like they were still bad at these things. So I don't know. I think it was all kind of rotten. And thanks AC for 2018. I think I said this last week. Before he got fired in our regular episode, but I was like, we're pushing a decade now since then. And that's...
That was the last connecting piece to 2018, wasn't it? I mean, outside the ownership group, obviously, but like the guys who were, in the dugout, on the field, in the clubhouse, that was the last remnant, no?
That's correct, Fitz. That's right, Fitz. So I just think the time had... And, let's all be frank, this team was playing like shit. I mean, again, even if you're not crazy about the roster construction, that team is better than what were they, 8 games under 500 when Cora got the boot, I think, or 7?
After Friday, yeah.
Right, yeah, after 7.
Because Saturday made it 10-17, so.
Yeah. So I just, I think it was time. I think it's as simple as that when you get down to the nitty gritty. And then as far as like the rest of the coaching staff, I mean, obviously the hitting apparatus.
Well, yeah. I mean, I'm not
we were
shedding
all
any
checked
tears
out
for
on that.
Mr. Fatsy. I'm not shedding tears there.
No, and Ramon Vasquez, I don't know, Cora guy. I figured whatever. And Tech was its own kind of thing, and I don't know. I'm cool with all of it. I why not? Why not?
Yeah. To make one of the points just to quickly before I kind of get into it, I wrote this in the brushback on overthemonster.com that between 23 and 25, so 3 full seasons, the Red Sox consistently in all 3 of those years were top 3. And the way I wrote it was errors per game, but then I realized, like, okay, so that's errors because everyone plays 162 games, right? If you extrapolate it out, so it's the same thing. And someone made a comment, like, and I get where they were coming from. They were like, what we're talking about errors, talk about defense. And I'm like, yeah, I know they're finicky. Like, I know that that's sort of a weird stat. But when you're talking about a sample size of 3 years, like, that's big enough of a sample where it's not finicky anymore. A couple of those you can hand wave away as like, oh, bad scoring decision, or again, errors aren't the best way to track it. But when you're talking about 3 years of a sample size, that's worth mentioning. And that was the state of affairs for the Red Sox. Defense has gotten way better this year, to be fair. Especially the infield defense by and large, with the exception of someone who I'm sure we'll talk about in the second segment, one way or another. I feel like you're going to have something to say about Mr. 10, Jake. But that has come at the expense of some offense so far. And again, I thought I made this clear enough during Saturday's emergency episode, and if I didn't, I'll reiterate it here. I still am kind of conflicted about this because it's such a huge clusterfuck where we stand right now, Jake, right? It's such a mess. It takes more than one person in the kitchen to make this big of a clusterfuck. I don't think Alex Cora is necessarily a bad manager. I think he'll find a job elsewhere down the line. I thought it was going to be the Phillies' job once Thompson got the bootskaroo today, but
that's not an appealing job. I think even if Cora didn't have a family or hated,
would you like to
family,
be the captain of the Titanic after it hit the iceberg?
No, they're in a worse spot than us. Like, they have bigger contracts than us and older guys than us. I mean, it's
tougher league, honestly.
Yeah, that's bad. That's going real bad.
You called that shot on the predictions episode.
I sure did. I'm proud of that one.
Yeah, I think I had them missing as well. Yeah, I had them miss. I mean, we also had the Mets in the World Series, so
We also had the Red Sox winning the division.
Yeah.
So,
you give and take. You give it. My Buccos. I'm not saying a word.
No,
not saying a word. We love our Buccos, but I am conflicted about it because again, you talk about. I don't have to rehash everything. If you want more details of how we feel about the Cora thing, you can pull up that episode. We'd be glad that you did. But the preparation coming out of spring training, not just this year, but we've seen it before, the running into outs, sloppy play, just not ready to go out of the gates, and maybe this year was the straw for that. On pace to have a 4th losing season, or season not above 500, because I guess 24 was 81 and 81, but in this town, that's effectively a losing season, is it not? 4 out of 5 very underwhelming seasons you're currently on track for. Maybe something had to change there. People have said it before. I'm not necessarily, a pioneer of this take, but maybe it was time for a different sort of voice in the clubhouse. That said, also, like, the groceries that have been bought so far, the roster construction, there's a lot of questions, fair questions to levy at the feet of Craig Breslow. The fact that this outfield logjam that we've talked about on this program, Jake, for years and years, maybe even months at this point. We've talked about the outfield situation, and people know how you feel about that, Jake, about one individual, number 16 there. Yeah. Number 10 and number 16 getting the ire from you over the last couple of days. But, people could talk about FSG and whatnot, and they certainly have their problems, but, the checks have been signed. The money is being allocated to guys, so now the question becomes how that money is being given out to certain players. That's not a Cora issue. That's a Breslow issue that you would have. So at the end of the day, and again, I wrote like 2,500 words on this on Over the Monster. If you want more extensive thoughts, go there. I'd be appreciative of that as well. It's complicated. It's a clusterfuck. There are a lot of different decisions, a lot of different things that have led to the point where this team is at. And the season's not over. We said this over the weekend as well. The season's not dead. It's in a really bad spot, but we're not dead by any stretch of the imagination. If they somehow come back here against Toronto, then oh shit, that's 2 straight series victories. I mean, I saw AL East division.
Someone posted it. Sorry, I don't remember who to give the credit, but this team was 40 and 45 in June, or the end of June last year.
40. 90 something games through June. Is that enough? Yeah, no, right? That's a lot of games for the end of June.
At July fits. I don't know.
Okay, I was gonna say. I was like, what?
They were 40 and 45. 90 games in last year. 85 games in. So
and they were one win shy of A, 90 wins, and then B, making it to the next round. So
yeah. So I mean, as you got to crater pretty hard for it to be like over. Yeah. Before I don't know. Let's say.
And even then,
Father's Day, I don't know.
In the wake of 19-31 for the Nationals in 2019, I will always have that delusion. If things get really bad, be like, hey man, even if they're 12 games under 500, so are the Nationals, and then all of a sudden they became the best team in baseball. That's all you need at that point, right? That's all you have to hope for. You just got to hope to get into a wild card and hope that Trent Grisham fucks up a ball in right field, and then you go on a magical run in October. That's really all it takes. Yeah. So again, at the end of the day, it's complicated. I get why it was done. I get why people would defend Cora. I get why people would be against Cora. I get why, I think there are merits to all sides of this argument. I hate to sound like a fence sitter, Jake. I hate to sound like a wimp where I'm not taking the side, but this is a complex situation. I can't see it as a black and white sort of thing. Sorry if that offends.
No, I get it. I just I am optimistic about ultimately it's like what was not working. Like anyone with eyeballs can see that.
Thomas in the chat, youtube.com/pot on Lansdowne. Yeah, centrist Timo Pena. Yeah.
What was not
better
working.
Things aren't possible.
Yeah. And at least it's something new. I let's see. Fitz.
A wise man once said.
A wise man, a close friend of ours, once said, "Wait and see."
Wait, in addition to see. What's that tweet from the hippo? Because I think I had it on the right end. Yeah, Internet
the
Hippo.
Centrist rally.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just got back from the centrist rally. Amazing turnout. Thousands of people holding hands and chanting, "Better things aren't possible."
A classic.
Figured I'd throw that out there with the comment. But to shift gears here, no matter how you feel, no matter your opinion on the decision from the front office, which, by the way, before I continue with this point, very funny that Breslow and Kennedy didn't even sound, dare I say, aligned on whose call it was to fire Cora during Sunday morning's press conference, because Breslow was like, yeah, we made the decision. We had a hard, long conversation about this, but we decided to, go in a different direction together, and we're all kind of in lockstep on that. And Kennedy's like, you made this decision, Mr. Breslow. Yeah. We support you, but this was your call, Craigie boy.
I can tell you exactly like the reasoning. It's so that if this doesn't work and things continue to go abysmal, they have the escape
parachute. Yeah, saying like this was Breslow's call, and that transitions into what I was going to say. No matter how you feel about the call to get rid of Cora and company, one way or the other, for better or for worse, this is Craig Breslow's show now.
Yeah, and I think like we said Saturday, I imagine that he's going to get this season, and then either half of next season if it's bad, or all of next season if things are going okay.
So that was going to be my question. We can put that thought on ice for a moment.
Yeah.
Jake T. O'Connell, who's a great Twitter follow for Red Sox Twitter as well, I encourage you to follow him. He made the great reference, and I'm going to get on my Bill Simmons mode here. Levy talking to Orlando in The Wire when they're sitting in jail there. The scene when Levy says to him, "You wanted to be in the game, right? You're in the game."
Yeah.
That's Jake made that reference, and I'm pissed that I didn't think of that.
When did he tweet that? I gotta go find.
That was over the weekend. I think I retweeted it, and I definitely put that in the brushback on OTM. Craig's ass is in the jackpot now. This is fully his show. The excuses are gone, and for a guy who has taken as big of swings as firing the manager of nearly a decade, who on the surface, like the resume, it will always say World Series champion, no matter how you feel about Cora, to actually go out there and say, like, no, sorry, dude, you're gone. Like, that's a big move. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Obviously. The guy who trades a 9-figure player in Rafael Devers, no matter how poorly he's been playing to start this year, which has been real bad. Worth mentioning.
Well, yeah.
I mean, you didn't want him. You weren't sick of him because of the play on the field when that trade happened. It was more so of the, not being the team player. But
correct. But Craig,
your narrative is
what are we? 10 months later, just about. He has mostly been vindicated.
Perception is reality on that front, I suppose, right?
Yeah,
but the point is, to do that is such a huge swing.
We'll get to that.
To balk on the no trade clause or whatever fucking went down with the Bregman thing, that's a big swing or a big lack of a swing, however you want to frame it. He has taken these big shots. He has won the war of attrition between the battle of the minds between Cora downstairs and Breslow upstairs. Again, I think he could read between the lines and say that there was a power struggle there, I think. And that's what I tried to allude to over the weekend. Like, had this firing not happened, maybe it would have gotten uglier, more passive-aggressive. Who knows? Point is, one way or the other, this is Breslow's show now. No excuses. So with that, I was going to ask what you think the timeline is. Because I genuinely don't know. I could see this thing, if they're, Jesus, I shudder to think about this. But if they're like 15 games under 500, like at the start of June, like, do they then pull the plug? Do they give them another trade deadline? Do they give them another offseason to do a full managerial search? I don't know. This is not me just being like trying to imply anything. I don't know what the time frame for Craig Breslow looks like at this point. Someone brought up on Saturday that with the life of the contracts that he signed, whether it's Crochet and Anthony's extensions, whether it's Ranger Suarez, whether it's trading for Contreras, whatever you want to call it, that basically buys him time through mid, if not mid, then through 2027.
Yeah,
but
that's
now
kind of
that
what I feel like he has to show them a good team by the summer next year, like a upper echelon Major League Baseball team. That's what I would guess.
Marshall disagrees with you clearly. If he's barking over there, shut up, Mark. Marshall hasn't been on the program in a while. If you heard that bark.
Which I don't think is like that tall of a task, as ugly as things seem right now. I think like a shrewd move or two over the next 12 months, 10 months. Like
yeah, so much can happen.
Yeah. And we'll get to this. Like, there's dead weight on the roster. Anyone with eyes can understand that. Like, part of it's getting that. And I think actually the firing of Cora kind of, even beyond winning baseball games, I think, like, big picture, this is what I keep coming back to. It's like, Alex Cora, love him or hate him, I don't think even his greatest defenders could say that he has excelled at development at the major league level in his Red Sox tenure. Would you agree with that?
I think it's fair to at least ask those questions, right?
Okay.
Sure. And again, but at that point, like, it goes back to my point about the clusterfuck. Like, okay, how much of that blame do you splice up specifically to the manager or the hitting coach? Or is it something within, the organizational philosophy, the stuff that the front office wants the coaches to focus on in that sort of power struggle? Again, this is not me, like, trying to sit on the fence for the sake of sitting on the fence. It's uncomfortable to sit on the fence, believe me.
Yeah.
But there's so many factors that, it's the old say, be smart enough to realize the things that you don't know. Like, I don't know how to divvy that up. I think it's fair to ask how much of that lies at Cora's feet, for sure.
Okay, but you agree. I mean, you can't even really point to one guy and be like, he really took a step at the major league level.
Right, especially, like, again, how fair is this? Like, you look at other guys across the league who have left Boston and have played better.
Yeah.
David Hamilton was the one that the media highlighted over this past couple of days.
He's got like a 600 OPS in Milwaukee.
Well, at least he could bunt.
Yeah.
I think some of that has to be coaching. If no one can fucking bunt at the major league level, which we haven't seen.
With this, my big point is that the way the organization is sort of set up for the next, let's call it, half decade right now.
Yeah.
You cannot afford to have a manager that does not I excel is extreme, even is like competent at developing Major League Baseball players.
Or putting, or even a better way maybe to phrase that, Jake, like putting younger guys in a position to succeed.
Sure, yeah.
Or to find out what they can do, to empower them to be able to reach that full potential. At the end of the day, like I understand at times you have to play platoon matchups and whatnot, but like how were we ever supposed to know how good of a player Willie Abreu could be if he was consistently sitting against lefties? That changed. To be fair, this year that got a bit better, but it took him
only took
3
years.
4 years to get to that point. Like, come on.
And that's kind of where I end up. Like, as we sit here, April 28th, like Roman Anthony is. I mean, I'm not worried about him per se, but like he's struggling this April. It's not. It hasn't been.
Yeah, I mean, quality contact is still solid. There's enough there to imply that there's going to be positive regression. But yeah, on the surface, for sure, for a guy who's getting a ton of ABs, it hasn't been enough so far.
Yeah, and then there's Marcelo Meyer, there's Cedon Rafaela, who's like believe he's a little older than these guys, Willier as well. But like these are all young guys who are not at the apex of their ability or like finished developing. Like if this team wants to win a World Series with this quote unquote core, whoever you want to think that is, these guys still need to develop a good bit. Like we're not there, we're not ready. And yeah, Racer, I did hear Coley say that the other day.
Want to read that comment on YouTube?
Yeah, friend of the show, Coley said that Alex Cora needs solidified
part-time
players.
Co-host of Pod on Lansdowne, Coley Mick.
Right. Solidified players to manage at his best ability. And like, yeah, nothing we've seen the last 10 years, 8 years, would lead me to believe otherwise. Like even 2021, which is far and away his most successful season, that isn't 2018 as a manager of the Red Sox, who was like young on that like Garrett Whitlock. Yeah, I mean, then look how that ended up.
Yeah, he broke out.
So it's not nothing like that the Red Sox have failed to really develop a legitimate major league talent in Cora's tenure. And to me, that's what makes me completely comfortable with the firing, is like they can't afford to take that risk with the foundation that's been put in place now.
I think that's fair. And I mentioned this on Saturday as well. If the organization, which I mean clearly they did, to make that big of a decision this early into the year, is it not better, like if you are feeling that way, trending that way, is it not better to do it sooner rather than later than opposed to
100%.
You know what I mean? It's like a relationship on the rocks. You know what I mean? You keep trying to act like,
rip the Band-Aid off. Rip it off.
Yeah. And again,
which
with
I
all
think
of
we'll
that
get
being
into
said,
more
with all of that being said, again, I'm not entirely convinced it's the right move. It could end up this could be, again, it's a huge swing from Breslow. This could really, really, really backfire if we're trying to build the entire ship out of the blueprint that Craig Breslow is trying to assign, who has had his faults on the show. It absolutely
It's bad now, though. Like, that's my thing.
That's what I mean. So if it's extrapolated to a full season
that feels really doomer. Like, I don't. This team's not going to go. This team isn't going to go 40 and 122.
Okay. Yeah. We're not like the 21 or 2 or whatever those White Sox were when they won like 10 games. It's not going to be that bad. But like, when you're at the second apron here and you win something at like 70 something games, that'd be really, really drastically bad. And that says a whole hell of a lot for the program, the project that is being built in Craig Breslow's vision. So it can get really bad. Again, maybe not like 50 wins in a season bad, but to the point where you're like, oh shit, like we're in the luxury tax or whatever happened, whatever the equivalent of it is after this, hopefully not a lockout, but probably a lockout in 27, as Eric pointed out. The potential lockout throws a wrench into the timeline, kind of just working off of the assumption that there is no lockout coming in terms of Breslow's timeline here, which maybe that's a fool's errand because there probably is going to be a lockout, unfortunately.
I'm always intrigued by people that think that a lockout automatically means the season is gone. Like, if I was a betting man, I feel super comfortable being like, they're going to lose some games, but I don't think we're...
maybe they lose like 10 games or something.
I don't think we're losing
the
there's a large gap between no lockout and the season is canceled.
That's like 22 and 94, the situations. I understand one was a strike, one was a lockout, like two different things, inherently. But the point is, like, 22 got really nasty, and all they did was delay the season a week. Like, we still got a full season of baseball in. And I think, again, we'll get back to the Breslow thing, and then we'll go to a break. We're well due for a break, by the way. Well due. Believe is not going to be happy with us. But I think everyone's making too much money to try to put everything in jeopardy here. Maybe that's me trying to be optimistic.
The sport is in the best place it's been in like 20 years.
Exactly. I would agree with that. Yeah. So I don't think that they'd fuck it up. But people are stupid. People could very well fuck it up. And people are smarter than me. People could definitely be smarter than me on this topic and let me know how they feel. But anyways, with Breslow, what was I saying? Again, with so many guys under contract that he has penned to those deals, and guys, the swings that he made to get guys who were locked down for deals or were primed to be locked down for long-term deals to balk on their services, he's taken a lot of big swings here. So if the entire thing is being built in his vision, I hope for his sake, professionally, and most importantly, I hope for our sake, because at the end of the day, we're rooting for the B on the hat, man. I want what's best for the Red Sox. Dallas Braden made that tweet the other day. I think he was just doing it to stir the pot, but I just know how God love Red Sox Nation, but some of you guys can be absolutely miserable. He had the tweet like, would you rather the Red Sox win and Breslow stays around or lose and have everything blow up? And there were people legitimately going like, no, like they need to tear the whole thing down. And I'm like,
what's funny is like that mostly just happened. Like,
first of all,
it did get blown up. Like, it's been blown up. I think
that is such... again, love Red Sox Nation, love you guys, and if you feel that way, I appreciate you listening to the show, but with all due respect, that's the biggest fucking loser, bullshit, baby, poopy pants, crock of ass that I've ever heard in my entire life. We're rooting for the B at the end of the day. No matter who's driving the ship, support the club. We want to win. We want to win. So I hope that whatever Breslow has cooking up, hope it works. I don't know how I feel about it, but I'd be happy to be, to be shown that, like, no, this is the winning way. I guess we'll see. Again, to repeat that adage, I suppose we'll have to wait and see.
Yeah, we're going to wait and see.
Jonah in the chat, friend of the program, goes, the fan base has lost it when Jake is the biggest voice of reason. Liam's not here right now to enable Jake, to get him riled. I'm able to rail in Mr. Wallinger. That's why we're hearing the voice of reason here, Jake. Although, I mean, Liam did say he'd be out at like 9 o'clock, so maybe Liam. What? You know what, Jake? Let's go to a break. You kick Mr. Fantasy. Let's see if we can get him in for Fuck With, Don't Fuck With. Sound good?
Yes, sir. Type shit, sir.
Pod on Lansdowne will be back with Him of the Week and Fuck With, Don't Fuck With. And then, of course, our interview with Katie Morrison O'Day later on the program. That's all coming up on Pod on Lansdowne. Stick around. What's up, chat? How we doing? We're going to wait a couple minutes to start the next segment. Hopefully Liam can hop on. That'd be great. How's everyone doing tonight? We doing all right? I mean, 3-0 game. The baseball isn't that well, but hope everyone's doing well. Couple saluting chats in the emojis in the chat. Ryan Watson entered the game. That double that Tolley gave up was kind of a bummer there, huh? To make it 2-0.
Win the series.
I wonder who's pitching for the Red Sox tomorrow.
Maybe not.
What do you mean maybe not?
They're being very coy.
Really?
Well, they held Bennett back, but there's no reason to do that.
We did, which we did talk about with Katie.
Hold on, I'm taking my AirPods out, and I'm going to connect to Sophie's because mine are about to die.
Okay, well, that's good that we're taking a break then. People dipping out of the chat. You missed the best part of the show, the in-between segments chat, even though it's mainly the first segment we typically do this with.
Soph, disconnect from your AirPods. Soph.
Liam goes, don't wait up for me if you guys are winding down. I'm still putting a bow on some copy over here, doing his grown-up work. I'm like, buddy, we're just getting started here on the program. We are just getting started. Celtics game close? Really? Fucking put it away, guys. Basketball's so weird. Like, come on, just put it away. Yeah, down 4. 10 to go. Eric says Bruins are tied. Third period, like 4 minutes left. Jake, I hope for your sake your bees will come back and win.
Fuck it. Whatever. These don't work.
They don't?
Whatever. Fuck it.
We'll do it live.
Fucking
Would be funny if Liam comes in
all right.
now and then Jake has to leave.
Let's just go because I don't know how much juice I'm gonna have for these.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
What a fucking catastrophe.
Make sure the charge next time around, brother. And if Liam comes in, Liam comes in. All right. Do 5 seconds here. Actually, you know what? It's going to be a little bit longer than that because I got to make sure I have certain something up.
I don't know who the hymn of the week is, by the way.
I have my vote.
Okay.
You can ride with me on it if you want.
Yeah, no, that's fine.
5 seconds. Pod of Lansdowne is back. Second segment here on this Tuesday edition, regular edition of the program. Jake and Fitz at your service. Hopefully Liam joining us at some point. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens. But I definitely know what is about to come and join us on this edition of the program, Jake. And you know what that is?
What's that, Fitz?
A word from our friends over at Forever Collectibles. I can never fucking say that word. Forever Collectibles. I'm a stuttering prick. A.K.A.
Foco.
Foco, a quick word from our friends over at Foco. In case you were not aware, Foco is one of the leading manufacturers in officially licensed collectibles, apparel, accessories, home decor, and much, much more. For over 25 years, Foco's success is directly related to their ability to bring exciting new designs and product ideas that allow you to show off your fandom at the game, in the comfort of your own home, in the office, and anywhere else that you may go. Folks, we're giving you a 10% discount code on all Foco items, including the wide range of products that they carry for our beloved Boston Red Sox. What you can do is go to foco.com. That is F-O-C-O, Foxtrot, Ocean, Charlie, Ocean. Or maybe it's Omega for the military alphabet. I don't know. Someone smarter than me, check on that. .com, or click on the link in the description wherever you're getting this podcast. YouTube, Spotify, iTunes, you name it. Did I age myself calling it iTunes?
Yeah.
I think it did. And use the promo code PLL10 to save 10% off at checkout. This offer only applies to in-stock Foco products. Pre-order items do not apply. Your AirPods will die if you try to do it with a pre-order item. Again, that is POL10. That is P as in pod, O as in on, L as in lunchable 10 to save 10% off at checkout on in-stock items at Foco.com. Find your fandom with Foco. Thomas, friend of the program in the chat, said it's Oscar. Okay, that's what I thought. I was like, Ocean doesn't sound right. Yeah. Oscar, Papa for P. Yeah, so there you go. Hymn of the week. Hymn of the week. I have my vote. Jake was a little unsure going into this segment.
Tell me who you're going with.
And Liam's not here, so I guess I'm the only one with a fucking vote this week. The only one who did his homework. To me, Jake, couple of candidates it could be, and I'm sure maybe we could talk with some people during Fuck With, Don't Fuck With. For me, what clinched it was this stat from Mr. Tyler Milliken. He's on some podcast for the Red Sox. I forget what the name of it is. This player, over his last 10 games, 30 plate appearances, triple slash of 333, 400, 444 for an 844 OPS. Over the last 10 games, entering tonight, specifically over the last 7, 444 batting average, 500 on base, 611 slug for an 1111, make a wish, OPS. It's Mr. Marcelo Meyer for me.
Oh, Oh, sure. Okay.
Huge hit Monday to put the team on top there to get the party started.
Yeah.
Getting on base. What he's really doing well, though, Jake, that I'm really, really excited to see, strikeout rate has been cut, like, basically in half from, like, well, let's take a look here on Handy Danny StatCast. In 2026, entering play today, his K percentage is at 16.3, 81st percentile. Compare that to 25 when he had 127 at-bats, 136 plate appearances, about a 30% strikeout rate. Really, really nasty stuff. Whiffing through stuff, not drawing walks, really bad. Not enough to qualify for the percentiles, but you don't need a degree in baseball analytics to know that a 30% strikeout rate is capital B bad. So far, smaller sample size, of course, but not that small of a sample size. If you're talking 136 plate appearances compared to 80, K percentage almost cut in half. About middle of the pack, just a little below average in terms of the whiff rate. Not chasing at stuff. 79th percentile chase rate. That's really good. And again, the quality of the contact is not totally there yet, but it is coming around, and the defense is good. I think he deserves a nod as him of the week for all of that.
Why not? Why not? Alex Cora, eat your heart out.
Yeah, play him against the lefties, even if
one of his biggest ops.
Yeah. R.I.P. Bozo, die haters die. That's what he said. You bum. After that firing. Hey, Meyer. But I mean, yeah, no, yeah, he's got a. I think with Meyer, like, I understand why people at the start of the year are like, come on, like, you know, we've been waiting on this guy. He got drafted at this point years ago at this rate. You know what I mean? Like, let's get him ready to go. Come on, 2021 when he was drafted. Yeah. It's been on our radar for some time now. Hard to forget he's just 23 years old. Or easy to forget, rather, that he's just 23 years old. And like you said the other week, Jake, like, these aspects of development are not linear. And maybe even Chad Tracy helps with his development. Familiarity, of course, dating back to even last year, playing under Trace. But as of late, steady developments from Meyer. Doesn't have to be a 2, 3, 4 hitter for us just yet. Even if he's in the back half of the lineup, keeping the line moving, getting on base, hitting the ball hard. It was a fucking rope, that RBI Monday night. Absolute rope.
Yeah. No,
he deserves a nod.
It's good to see some positive trends from him. Hopefully he's going to be playing more with with AC out of the picture. Yeah, I'm you know, he could still be a very special ball player.
I think so. I mean, the defense, again, as advertised, it's already not even just MLB ready. Like, it's MLB, like, excellent, like, even for this level, for a kid of his age. And the offensive profile is there, even before this hot streak that he was on. I mean, my God, that swing that he had opening day into right field against the Padres for that homer, like, okay, that's the proof of concept right there. Mm-hmm. And, you know, especially now in the wake of Cora, you know, dipping out, getting the can.
Dipping out. Well, I'm not. I don't. That makes it.
All right. Yeah, I don't think he just said, "All right, I'm going to leave." Right? Yeah. No, you're right. It was his own choice. Yeah. That would be such an FSG move to be like, "Oh no, this was a mutual decision."
No, he left.
Yeah.
He left.
No, just believe us, bro. Trust me, that's the source. But no, after he was given the pink slip, you know, and there's talk about, you know, Roman Anthony, how he has to be seen as the leader now that he's the one giving comments as opposed to some other outfielders who hit from the left side of the plate. But this is the right way to handle Meyer. Like, not give him that much pressure to, like, let him grow into the major league game. And you're starting to see that, which is great. And you've seen some results in recent days. Has looked really good over the past week. And the award is called the Him of the Week. So I say give it to him. And considering that Liam isn't here, and
why not?
And you seem to agree. Round of applause, Mr. Marcelo Meyer. This is Marcelo Meyer's first Him of the Week award for the 2026 season. I have to start going back. I have to make a doc listing who has won Him of the Week, because it's going to get to the point, like, I could still remember, okay, this guy hasn't won it. Willier went back-to-back. If he wins it again, it will be his third. I can recall that. It's going to get to a point where I don't remember off the top of my head.
Yeah,
I'm getting old.
That's probably a good call. Well, you don't have to go back. I can tell you who they've been so far.
I suppose.
Contreras, Suarez, Meyer.
Contreras only won the one, right?
Oh, no, I'm sorry. Willier.
Contreras, Suarez,
Meyer.
Yeah, there you go.
Yep.
But again, it's going to get to the point where it's like the 16th week of the year. And,
Yeah.
So,
I got you.
With that in mind, fuck with, don't fuck with.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's do fuck with first.
Let's hear it, Jake.
I'm fucking with Cedar Rafaela.
Yeah.
Yep. I think, so right now he's hitting 249. No, that's not true. 275. That's even better. 347. He's only slugging 396 for a 743 OPS. But honestly, if that's his line, he's like one of the probably 30 most valuable players in baseball. If he's out there in center field every day.
I'd have to think about 30.
All right, 40. I don't know.
Hey, there's a lot of good baseball players out there.
Yeah,
I don't know
you're
if you
right.
know
But
that.
he's taken
to
like
steal a platitude from Trill Withers.
He's taken seemingly a genuine step forward with his bat. Of course, he got benched today. I'll get to that in my don't fuck with. But Cedar, I'm really liking what I'm seeing. That's my center fielder. Yeah, I don't know. I just solid ball player. I like what I'm seeing out of him.
I mean, gun to my head, if you told me at the start of this season, last season, any season that we've had the pleasure of watching Mr. Rafaela, and you were like, what did you say, 743 OPS?
Yeah.
Even if it was 740, even just round it down to the next closest, milestone there. Call it a 740 OPS. Gun to my head, would I take that? And, maybe he could have higher, maybe he could have lower, or you could just safely lock in 740. I'm smashing my hand through the button that lets me accept that. If it's deal or no deal, like I'm not even letting Howie Mandel open up the glass box. I'm shattering my hand, hitting that deal button. There. 740 OPS with Seti, knowing how good he is defensively, even if he's going to be hitting 7th, 8th, 9th in the order, absolutely will take that. By hook or by crook, however he does it, if he's getting on base more, if he's slugging more, at the end of the day, if it's just shy even of a 750 OPS, what's the OPS plus? Do you still have it up?
Oh, I was actually on his Savant, but
pull that up. I'll keep talking while you pull that up. Just around there,
110.
Oh my god, a 110 OPS plus for Seti with that defense? Absolutely. I'll even take 100. I'll take league average.
Sure.
With that defense, if he's hitting 7th, 8th, or 9th. 110, absolutely, that's profit. Anything above 100 there is profit. And then if it gets down to even like the 90, 95, maybe there's a conversation about the bat. It's not quite there yet, but still, you could maybe live with it with his defense there. It's just that good. Don't look at the fucking StatCast there because he made one fucking bad play against the Padres. That's what it is. We know what he can do given the amount of the sample size we've seen with Cedar in center field. But my God, 110 OPS plus for him, absolutely sign me up. That's a good fuck with.
Thank you.
My fuck with. I mean, he didn't win him of the week this week, but I mean, it was dazzling with Suarez last night. But I don't know if I'm going to make him the fuck with this week.
Okay.
An unheralded guy, haven't really mentioned his name that much on the podcast. Picked up, I think it was a total, now, Saturday was a laugher, so maybe take it with a grain of salt. But Andre Monasterio.
He should be our starting shortstop.
Woo! Tell me about that take, Mr. Wallinger. He's my fuck with, but let's hear it. Let's talk about it.
Actually, let me rephrase. He should probably be our starting second baseman. Let me rewire that take.
Well, still, I mean that, who's getting eliminated from the lineup there. I'm sure we'll talk about him.
I've seen nothing out of him to be like, oh, that's a worse player than Trevor Story in 2026.
It's been steady at the plate, like to give you at least some juice
obviously,
there.
like the sample size. I mean, what does he have? He has 41 at bats, but
not much.
His Savant page is like all red.
Let's see it. Let's hear it.
It's I mean he's not qualified, so I can't like
Of course
hover
not.
over to get the percent. But everything is red except his walk rate and his bat speed. He's above league average.
That's fine.
Yeah, he should. I think with who's on the roster right now, I think he should be your second baseman every day, and Marcelo Meyer should be your shortstop every day. I think
Monasterio got the he really Wong's extra base hit really got like that's when it's like okay now we're taking control of this game, and then the complete party started on Saturday. Shout out to Wong, by the way, he's actually been pretty solid so far this year. I guess the expectations were low, but he's exceeding those in spades. But Monasterio, man, again, smaller sample size, but just over the weekend to be able to drive in that many ducks on the pond deserves a shout out.
Mm-hmm.
Not full on him of the week material.
I like that.
And I feel
like
like we've spent the last couple of weeks singing the praises. I mean, I understand he had a bad start mixed in there, but we've sung some praises for Ranger Suarez, and he had another dazzling outing against the Blue Jays in Game 1 of this series. I don't feel like I have to go too in depth about like how it works for Suarez because we've already mentioned it recently. So
when he's on, it is a blast.
He makes it look
watch.
so easy.
It's so different too. Like he's not overpowering, so that's why it's so fun. Like it's just like pop out,
the little
weak
kind
grounder.
of the way he kicks his leg out, kind of like right before he follows through. It's kind of weird. I like it. It looks a little weird. It almost looks like what's the name of that art that Jar Jar does, like to like makes it look like he's clumsy, but like he's still beating the shit out of like the droids in Episode 1. You know what I'm talking about?
Oh, in the third act, like when they're fighting.
Yeah, with the Gungans.
It has a name.
Yeah, it's like a type of martial arts where like you kind of look like you're like lazy and like stumbling, but then boom, you kick the shit out of someone.
I don't know. I'm sorry.
I don't know. Well, that when Suarez kind of does that weird little leg kick kind of as he's following through with his pitch, or as he's about to release his pitch rather, it kind of reminds me of that. I'm in on Suarez.
Me too.
#in. Might be a my guy for the rest of the year. I'm digging his stuff after the rough start. I'm digging it. So, but all that is to say is that Monasterio is my fuck with for the week.
Yeah, that should be our second baseman. Thanks. All right,
well,
let's get into don't fuck with.
Is that teeing you up?
Which one do you want? Which one do you want? We can each take one. How's that?
Field of choice.
All right.
I mean, listen. It's say the line, Bart. Like if you want to talk about, 16.
there's two fucking elephants on this roster. They're
say
giant,
the line, Bart.
They're giant fucking elephants at this point. It's April 28th. This can't go on, can it?
It can.
It can.
That might have to be added to the soundboard.
Yeah. I mean, we're reaching a point here. Everybody knows who we're talking about. I mean, Fitz, we'll just share it. We'll say I'm Duran. No, you know what? I'll be Story for variety.
For a change,
sake.
All right. I was trying to tee you up because everyone loved that.
Yeah. For variety's sake,
Trey Duran.
I'll take Story.
Adam actually reminded me. I'm actually more upset about someone who we did not mention there. So
Bayo,
I was gonna. Adam, thank you for reminding me.
Well,
I'm not happy with Mr. Bayo.
I actually, it seems like the Red Sox are also not happy with Bayo, so I'll hold off on that until next week.
I will just, all I have to say with Bayo,
start,
I don't have the energy to do it. Pathetic. Friday night.
Yeah, embarrassing.
Pathetic. And I've defended him. I've left the light on for him, and not to say that like he's complete trap, but like
no, but he should be optioned. Like full, yeah.
He's got him.
He does. He sure does.
He's got him. It is. I don't know if you can hear my tummy rumbling, by the way, but it definitely is. Mike
rancid ball player. Positively.
No, it's
ball player.
Like if the patience isn't all the way up, it's damn near out. I was so upset the other night in Baltimore. That was so pathetic, so bad. Just a huge.
I was cracking jokes.
Backward.
I was cracking jokes during the Tolley start against the Yankees, like. Bayo gets a runner on first, and it ruins his night. And it's true though. Like one thing goes wrong, and it's a fucking avalanche for him. He's miserable to watch.
And he had been getting better with like the body language stuff. And I understand when you get shelled like that, you're upset. But like, throwing the fucking glove in the dugout and shit like that. It's just
maybe pitch better. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know what to tell you. And maybe play better if you're Trevor Story talking about how upset you are.
Yeah,
with
so
Cora
I'll get
being
into
out.
this one.
Better.
I'll get into this one. Don't fuck with Trevor Story. I think I'm all set. I know he turned it around last year, and it was like, wow, what a story.
Yeah, start doing the OPS watch again. That worked from last time.
Well,
because we're rooting for the B here. We want him to turn it around.
I'll give it to you right now. It's 518. It's 518 right now. But he's also playing miserable defense. So I think that's an important sort of little thing to note on that one. Just an awful ball player at this juncture. He's in the 4th percentile of batting run value and the 11th in fielding run value. Like, this guy stinks. It's crazy that I don't need him cut because I think there's a world where he's like a useful player. Like, I think that's a little extreme. Sure. But like, he should not be starting any games for the Red Sox anymore. We are rapidly approaching like someone's got to put a hand on his shoulder and say like, Trev, you're taking a seat.
Well, no kidding. Like it gets to a point, and
like
that
he
goes
stinks. I feel bad for him.
Yeah,
that can't be like an easy
through all the
thing.
Injuries and stuff like that.
Yeah,
like, to be able to rally, to cowboy up and get back onto the field. Had a great year last year after all of that. Like, salute to the man for being able to do that. But like, the fact he's playing like shit. Did I read? I mean, I think actually in terms of WAR, I think Rafael Devers might be the worst player in baseball. But did I see from TJ Stats on Twitter that
WAR? WPA, he is the worst player in baseball.
WPA, he is the worst player in baseball. I think BWAR, I think it's Mr. Devers.
Which, like, not great. That's certainly not what you want.
It's quite bad, as a matter of fact, I would say.
Yeah.
And that leads into, like, even if he was just playing bad, like, yeah, obviously that sucks, but, like, you know, there are bad baseball players at times. And guys go through slumps, although I think this is more than a slump. The comments the day after the Cora decision, no matter how you feel about it, for him to say like, yeah, I need some clarification about like where the future of this organization is going. It's like, are you Ted Williams? All of a sudden, like,
that's Are you the Who do you think you are? Who do you think you are?
Right?
I think
it's great that you do story camp. I think that's awesome. Are you fucking Michael Jordan on the 90s Bulls here talking about how you need to have faith in like what the fuck are you talking about, dude? This is the organization. Mookie Betts had one of the best seasons in like the last 20 years, and they shipped him off immediately because they didn't want to pay him. They tarred and feathered Xander Bogaerts, homegrown guy, and they shipped out. They gave Rafael Devers 9 figures, and then like year and a half later shipped him off. You think that this front office and this ownership gives one single fuck about what you think about the direction of the franchise? That you were like pounding your fist demanding to like know what happens, dude? Come on, Trevor.
No, I know.
Come on. Come on, Ty.
Come on. Most of my displeasure with Story has been on the field, like because he's bad at baseball now. But that genuinely rubbed me the wrong way. Like to throw, I'm not gonna say he threw a hissy fit. That's extreme. But
it
like
wasn't a hissy fit. But
no, to go to the media and be like, pounding your chest, be like,
it wasn't a hissy fit, but he huffed and puffed. I'll say that.
Not for nothing, Trevor. It's a good chunk of it's your fault. Like, let's keep it a buck.
Crochet, I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong, but Crochet did say something along the lines, and this is like credit to him to be like, yeah, part of the reason why Cora isn't here is because we've been sucking shit. That was obviously verbatim what he said, but that was the gist of it. Like, we have not been playing well enough, and that has to change.
That's a leader of men.
There you go.
Leader of men.
There you go. Right.
It's funny, like once Bregman walked, there was various posts and columns and what have you of like leadership on the Red Sox.
I don't think, before you continue that point, I do think, like, and you've only seen it in spurts, and it's still early in the year. I don't know how it's going to act out. We talk about who's going to be the veteran leader in the wake of Bregman going to Chicago. Contreras might be that guy.
Well, I was gonna say there's like 3 guys that I think people were pointing to once opening day rolled around, and it was Contreras, who has certainly taken that. Especially with like the Latin players. I think that's. Obviously, there's
Yeah,
like
but I mean,
language
he's a
stuff
world
there.
champion as well.
Yeah.
And he's a couple time All-Star.
And then the other ones are
yeah.
Trevor Story, who is terrible, and thirdably, Jaron Duran, who let's just rip it, Fitz. I mean, what a catastrophic.
If I could give another fuckwit, I would give the fuckwit to Roman Anthony for giving such a mature answer at 21 years old. Be like, hey, like, yeah, we're shocked at all this. And again, this isn't verbatim, so my apologies. I don't have the quote right in front of me, but the gist, the spirit of what Anthony said is like, yeah, no, this is tough, but like we got to rally together and like try to get a new start, and we're just gonna take this one game at a time, even if those are typical platitudes that you hear from players. Like, for him to be able to say that in such a weird situation, to be thrown in there at 21, and this World Series winning manager is shown the door. To say that in a vacuum is fine, but to say that after this leader of men, as you said, Jake, hand waves it away.
Leader of men.
And the defense of it was funny. Be like, oh, would you rather him say something stupid? I'd rather him act like an adult. That's what I would rather.
Yeah.
I'd rather him act like one of the adults in the room, which he is at this point. We give that grace to young players.
Yeah,
you're not a rookie
years
anymore,
old. 30 years
bro.
old in a couple months. 30 years old in a couple months. Quiet as it's kept. Also, similar to Trevor Story.
Come on, man.
Similar to
And
Trevor
again,
Story.
before you continue,
bad at baseball. Bad at baseball, which compounds all of this.
Again, it's similar. It's the same exact general principle that Sox lose 3-0, by the way. So just win the series tomorrow afternoon. That'd be nice.
Oh, is it an afternoon game tomorrow?
3:00. Same time as the Arsenal game. Champions League semifinal, first leg against Atletico Madrid. That first game, that was a fucking humdinger, that PSG.
All right. Jaron Duran.
Bayern game. This is where I need Liam to bounce off of. But it's the same general principle. Like, it'd be one thing if he was playing poorly, going through a rough patch, however you want to call it, and still being like, hey, like, we're going to rally around the guy. Is it that hard to say something like, we're going to rally together as a group or something like that? Even if you were frustrated. I know he was close with Cora, Duran was. I understand that. But, like, and even if you're, even if it's a half-ass sort of comment, to be able to demonstrate some sort of commitment to the guys that you're playing with, to be like, hey, like we're still going to play. Again, look at what Roman said. Look at what Crochet said. How hard is it to do that? And I'm not even saying this like, because again, sometimes, sports media people, they could be up their ass like, we're the most important people. How dare they not talk to us? Like, yeah, he might be upset, 100%. Like, I get that. But to then throw it on to hand wave it away, and then, Anthony has to be the guy at 21 years old to cover that. It's obnoxious. Like, someone has to be the grown-up in that room. Duran wasn't it, and then the huffing and puffing from Story, like we just mentioned, that was disappointing to see.
I just think it's so obvious to me. I think other people are coming around too. That it's like the two of them are, the Draymond, like, the dynasty starts after you.
It doesn't start with you.
Yeah, like I don't know if it's gonna be the deadline before that. They have to go. Like, it makes fielding a lineup, managing the locker room, like it's not work. It doesn't work with these two guys. Like, if you're gonna develop Meyer, Anthony, Rafaela, Willier, fucking Massa, I don't know what the fucking deal with that is.
Just along for the ride. He's just chilling.
Franklin Arias, I mean, not for nothing. He's going to probably come up to the majors the end of this year, if not the beginning of next year. The way he's hitting, like, that's another middle infielder. Like,
yeah, we'll see what happens in AAA.
Yeah, this can't go on. And, like, jokes aside, it really can't. Especially if you're serious about not putting this season. Even if you aren't serious about putting this season down the tubes, like, it's hampering development, but they're making you worse today. Like, they're worse than the other options. It's infuriating. And again, it'd be one thing if, like, they had that sort of attitude, like if Story was
did have a hissy fit, which again, I don't think he did. I don't think it's fair to classify it as that. But it'd be one thing if he was, hitting regularly, playing normally, like if Duran was playing on the pace of a 4-win player like he did last year. Because again, I think that good player is in there somewhere. We're just not seeing it right now. Like it's only maybe it's unfair for us to be sitting here on a podcast and saying these sort of things, but I do feel it. Like it's like their reactions are exacerbated by the fact that they're playing like butt ass. Like, sorry, like,
yeah.
Again, respect the man's story for coming back from his injury stuff. Respect Durant for opening up about his struggles that he deals with on a day-by-day basis. But we need someone to be the fucking grown-up in a situation when Cora gets fired and it's full with a bunch of kids. No, not kids, but someone has to grow up. Like, if we're making a big point about how we needed the presence of Bregman in the clubhouse, well, then someone has to step into that void. Which people are making that point. It was like, oh, well, we need someone like a Bregman. We need a Bregman. Like, these guys have been around the block. Trevor Story is no spring chicken. Duran is a vet at this point, and he has been here throughout his entire professional career. Someone step into the fucking role. Someone be a grown-up.
I don't know what you... I really am... Fuck. It's really bad. It's really bad that the two of them are playing like this and play every day and lead off and bat fifth. Like, it's bad big picture and little picture. Like I just said, like it's making you worse today, and it's also blocking guys from developing, and it's just it's really bad. Like, yeah. I don't know. I mean, again, like, it's April 28th, and they both could in theory turn it around.
Yeah, and again, they'd be in don't fuck with territory regardless of things said within the clubhouse after a manager is fired.
Yeah.
the play is, again, not to repeat myself, capital B, bad. Really bad.
I don't know what you do, honestly. Like, if you're Craig, I imagine he's not naive to this. Like, it's catastrophic for both these guys. Clearly he's not too keen on trading an outfielder.
No.
Whoever
again,
that may be.
That goes to an issue we've had with Breslow for a while now.
Yeah, so whatever. But then even with Story, like, are you going to tell him to take a seat? Like, become a utility? His defense sucks. That's the thing. Like, he's not valuable as a utility infielder either. Like, I really don't know what you do.
I texted it to my buddy.
This is part of why whenever people... What?
Up? Did you? Are you good? Technical?
Nope.
Are you still there? Did Jake
freeze
freeze chat? Is Jake frozen? This stays in the show. This is awful radio. Up. Oh my God! Jake freezes out, and look who steps into the studio just in the nick of time.
Couldn't have planned that any better. Couldn't have planned that any better.
Wow! Jake completely poops out. Up, is Jake back? Hold on.
Oh, there
all right,
he is.
Jake's, look at us, one big happy family. We're back.
I miss?
We were just saying how much Story and Duran are terrible and hampering development and winning at the same time.
I just pulled up the box score. I saw they lost 3-0.
Yeah.
That's all I got right now.
Yeah.
Did they both go over? Is what I'm assuming.
Story had a bunt hit in the first.
Oh, great.
He's got that going for him, which is nice. But no, the fuck with so far have been Cedon and Monasterio.
Yep.
The don't fuck withs have been the combination of Duran and Story. And again, I don't want to sit here and rehash the entire conversation for people who have been listening the entire time.
No, they stink.
But it's been... But Liam, if you want to speak on it, it's been the combination of both the on-field play and the off-field comments in the wake of the Cora situation. Disappointing,
honestly,
bullshit, whatever you want to call it.
No, I mean, I don't think I have anything unique to say that hasn't been said already. And I mean, this is where we're at. Better get used to it, I guess. I don't know. I guess if there's anybody I'm fucking with, I guess it's Chad Tracy.
Which we'll talk about him in the third
500
segment.
wins on Sunday. Him of the week. Christ.
We gave it to Meyer.
Yeah, it's too late.
Okay, fair, good. I didn't have anyone off the dome anyway.
I didn't either.
So
Fitz
I was
handled
like,
that one.
I was a
think about that.
dictatorship there. I pounded on the table.
Jesus.
But I mean, Liam, you were tweeting about the Duran hand wave kind of comment, and I was just about to say with the whole story thing. I was texting my buddy, who had similar problems with me. I texted the miracle quote, like, "Why don't you focus on your game? Plenty there to keep you busy, Mr. Story." Like,
I don't know. I mean, for me, the Duran thing is like, and I know the Duran defenders are like, "Oh, damned if he does, damned if he doesn't." Well,
Maybe he should try. Maybe he should try doing
about that.
He should try doing then.
It's not even about the fact that he didn't say anything. I'd be fine if he didn't say anything. It's the way you just wave your hand, like while you're, I don't know, chewing on Skittles or something.
Can't be
like,
bothered after the guy who you were tight with. Like, couldn't say anything really.
Like that is what bothers me. And then obviously, like, all the reporters go to Roman. He's the first man up position player wise. Like that's just a terrible look for.
It is
a guy that's been touted as a leader.
You put it succinctly there.
Has been propped up by the organization. Yeah. It's just about the way he went about it. It's not the fact that he didn't speak. I don't care if he didn't want to speak. He could have just said that, as opposed to like, you know,
guys, I don't really have anything right now. You know,
well,
we're going to play together.
Like Shu.
The big thing, Liam, is that Fitz and I both said like the thing is they're both also playing bad baseball.
That too.
Yeah, I mean that doesn't help his case either. If he was lighting the world on fire,
that goes a long way. That goes a long way.
It does. I don't think that can be understated. But yeah, for me, it was just the whole look about it. It's like, I just be a man then and say like, guys, I got nothing to say right now.
That was a lesson I had to learn from my parents growing up as an adolescent. It's not what you say, or I guess in this situation, what you don't say. It's how you say it. Like, it's the tone of voice, or how your body language, how you go about these things.
Yeah, I know. I mean, like Bladamus in the chat, like the devil's advocate position, and I saw people saying that in my replies too.
The full comedy said Blade Thomas, who shout out to Blade Thomas and youtube.com/appon on Lansdowne, is that the devil's advocate position is that Duran would have probably said some stupid bullshit anyway. Like, it doesn't have to be one or the other, say nothing or say something dumb.
And like, it's like I get that argument, but at the same time, like I can't accept that argument.
No, be an adult.
Really?
How about that? Say something like an adult.
It's like you're. I mean, what is he now? 29. He's basically 30. Like, you're a 30-year-old man.
As a former 29-year-old, you essentially feel like you're 30. And you're doomed.
He's already 30.
Maybe that's why. Maybe that's why we don't want to talk. Because guys, I'm going to be 30, which essentially means I'm 40. I'm only speaking from experience.
And it's over. And he's on.
It's over. You, Liam, you're like 37. So like,
all right.
Yeah,
sorry
it's
to
over,
interrupt.
man.
Sorry to interrupt. I'm sorry. The thing that's grinding my gears is like, with either Story or Duran, what's your like, not best case scenario, because like they've both been good players in the past, but like best case scenario in the reality that we're living in, what is it? They're not better than the other options.
not right now.
Like,
that's the best I got for it. Not right
Liam,
now.
I said to Fitz right before you got on, it's the Draymond. The dynasty starts after you.
Yeah, no, and I
It does. Like,
agree with that.
these guys are not on the next great Red Sox team. There's almost Trevor Story especially. Duran, for all his faults, like if he tomorrow was like, I'm gonna hit like it's 24 again, however unlikely that may be, it's there.
And again, this to reiterate, just to ensure, just to
but even that
make people know, we've said that like there is a good player there with 16 and Durant somewhere. I just think it's more square peg round hole. That's been our take for a while, but it's not that he's a bad player. He's just playing really bad this season, and I mean, he wasn't a bad player last year.
I'm starting. I really am starting to. I'm starting to approach the like 2024 was like he wasn't good. He played good. Like, it's been a while now.
I don't think you have approached that. I think you've gone to that point. I think you're there, brother.
For a while, I was like, he's solid, but he's the worst option of the four. He just stinks now. Like, he squared up a couple balls last night, but he still went 0 for 4. And everybody was talking like, hey, You know, if you go 0 for 4 and guys are like gassing up your exit velo,
Loud outs.
Contact's
Loud
half
outs.
the battle.
yeah, like it's over. Like that's the biggest tell.
I mean, my God, I don't know if Savant updates like on a day, but like 106 plate appearances. I mean, the exit velo is nice, 69th, nice percentile. He's barreling the ball and having a hard hit rate, I guess, like above league average.
Durbin
Solid
has a
bat
higher
speed.
OPS than both of them. And he's been the ire of every like, oh, this guy's a fucking
Yeah.
bozo. Meanwhile, Durbin is playing like Gold Glove defense too. Like, let's give the guy a little credit. He is legit one of the best defensive third basemen in baseball.
Duran's played all right defense by the metrics. I guess the one thing, if you wanted to say, and we can look at Story as well,
cares?
the one thing you could say with Duran is that like the bat
runs
speed
fast.
still looks good. Like when he does make contact, it's again, the ex-Woba isn't great, but at least like he is hitting the ball hard. Maybe he's just not lifting it as much. But my God, 5th percentile whiff rate, like just a complete hole in his bat.
Oh, someone tweeted at me.
Fifth.
Fuck, hold on.
Ugh,
he has the lowest qualified line drive percentage in Major League Baseball.
Duran,
Yep.
like
Like,
and again, if he's hitting the ball hard and driving it, that's how it
not
falls
gonna
in
work.
for hits.
That's
That's how
not
your
gonna
singles
work.
become doubles, which is his whole calling card. So, like, I don't know. If you wanted to be optimistic about Duran, you'd say, well, if he starts lifting the ball, then maybe it starts to turn. That's your story for him. I don't know what you get with. I don't know what the story for Story is.
I'm looking at Story Savant right now, and it's basically just telling me he's a pinch runner. The base running run value
we turn him
and the
into
sprint
Dave
value.
Roberts.
Yeah, like that. Those are the only two things that he's
I
got
actually,
going
you
for
know
him
what?
right now.
You know what?
You
I want
guys-
to take that back. I want to suck that back in. I'm pretty sure Dave Roberts was a plus defender when he was a pinch runner.
Well,
you
the
guys
thing is
seen-
with Story, like if Cora hadn't just gotten his head out of his ass and been like, oh, veteran leadership, et cetera, and just put the guy at second and said, deal with it. Like, okay, I would have been fine.
I'm at a point, Liam. You missed this. I'm at a point. That's not enough. That's not enough.
You just want him dead.
Monasterio would be a significant upgrade at second base. to
I
Trevor
love
Story.
watching him.
Yeah, this team. I know
He's
this is like
cool.
unrealistic and whatever,
Just
but
based
like if
purely
you,
on vibes. he
straight up,
adds 3 wins.
if you cut Duran and Story tonight and called up Nate Eaton and Nick Sogard, you would be like a significantly better baseball team.
Powerhouse.
Yeah, no, I mean, listen, offense would still be an issue. You'd be much better defensively, and also the vibes wouldn't be as fucking bad because both those guys are being petulant children. I'm moving on that whole like 21 through 24, that whole core. Get that shit out of my face. Devers, that was step 1. If Craig really wants to take shit over,
You can get him out.
yeah.
Get him out.
I
Get
need
him the
Craig
hell
to
outta
nuke
here.
all of it from orbit. I'm over it. It's the kids' time. I'm.
Trevor Story and Jaron Duran have the opportunity to do the funniest thing of all time over the next week.
Yeah, right.
The first
gonna do
joint.
the,
It's gonna be
uh,
July. We're gonna be saying that.
They got to do the what is it? The Thelma and Louise, where they just drive off the cliff.
Drive to Texas together.
Yeah. I had a point that I was going to make. I was going to make a joke, but I can't remember what it is. So, with that in mind, do we want to take a break?
Oh
Let's
my
take
God,
a break.
what?
I don't know.
We've
I don't
been
know why you
recording
need
for
a fucking
2.5
break, Ian. You've been
hours.
in here for 5 minutes.
What do we
Jake,
have left?
Yeah, what else you guys got?
I
wanna watch the
I did want
Bruins.
to
I
touch.
wanna watch
I
the
did want
Bruins
to quickly
season
get the.
end.
I did want to quickly get like Liam's thoughts on Tracy and the Cora fallout. Just quickly, like moving
right.
on, because that's what we talked about for a half hour to start the episode, and then if we had any fun things to talk about, we could do that. But first, before all that, our interview with Mass Live's very own Katie Morrison O'Day to talk about Chad Tracy. That's coming up after the break. Great conversation. Katie was a blast to have on, and we'd hope to have her back on again. But we have to get through the first interview with her first time being on the show, which starts after the break. 1:18:26. All right, I can just get right into the third segment if we want, because
I got pretty worked up there. That was unbecoming of me, but I've had
It's
it.
understandable.
I did too. I kind of went.
I know.
I kind of the mittens of disapproval were on for me, man. I was not happy. The fucking Story thing, like, I really need to know the direction of the franchise. You do? Like,
You just
Literally,
you opted in.
yeah.
You got 2 years, like 20 mil each. Like,
Who
if I'm him
do you
and
think
I'm on
you
the other
are?
side of 30, like, I don't know. The writing's kind of on the wall, bud.
They had a character assassination of the manager who won them their first World Series in 86 years and then won another one in 07. Like, you think that this front
And
office
you think
cares
Trevor
about your opinion,
Story
brother?
is going to
Yeah.
get off scot-free? Like,
K-Bird goes, Letter Sox is a great name for a spin-off podcast, by the way. Once we get Lansdowne Media up and running, brother.
that's the next brand vertical that we'll be launching.
Synergy, corporate synergy. All right, 5 seconds. All right, once again, we want to say a very big thank you to Katie Morrison, O'Day of Mass Live. I was serious there at the end. I do want to get her back on. Maybe if it's like, once every like 5 or 6 weeks, every other month or something like that, just to check in on what's going on at AAA, even if it's for like 10 minutes, 15 minutes. And if that people like that, maybe we up it to like once a month or something like that. Because she's a great resource and friend of the program officially. You can be a friend of the program if you follow us at Pod on Lansdowne. I am at FitzyMopania on Twitter. Jake is at Jake Wally. Still need to update that graphic, Fantasy.
No, I'll get on. I'll get estimates.
Get estimates. I think that's like the 4th straight week we've made that joke. Liam is at Liam Fantasy _ Follow the podcast on Twitter, on Instagram as well at Pod on Lansdowne, pod.on.lansdowne on TikTok, youtube.com/@Pod on Lansdowne. Just past 500 subscribers. Give yourselves a round of applause, boys. That's wonderful.
When do we get that plaque? Is the first one 1,000?
I think it's.
Oh God!
I think it's 510. So we're close.
Oh yeah, we're getting there. We're getting there.
So you could be the lucky subscriber to get us a plaque. Hit that subscribe button on YouTube. Thumbs up if you're
I'm gonna
enjoying
look
the
that
streams
up.
and the videos and whatnot. That'd be a big help. We'll be here all season long, and off season as well. Got that going for us, which is nice. Liam, just to give you the opportunity.
100,000, by the way. We're almost there. I can smell it already.
The journey to
black.
100,000 steps begins with 500 little steps. Not that the subscribers are little. We love them all.
We're gonna start creating bots just to subscribe to the channel.
bar
we
from
just
yeah,
want a
right.
plaque.
I have no shame, right? I'm not. I'm not too proud to admit that. Any sort of fallout, Liam, in terms of how you feel now compared to how you felt 72 hours ago with the Devers conversation? Not to rehash what we talked about earlier in the program, but just to kind of give your thoughts on it, because I mean that is the news du jour. We could talk about cutter usages all we want, but the fucking manager just got fired. So do you feel any different, any sort of clarity now that you're sort of removed from the shock of the situation?
I think I do.
Oh my God!
What?
I'm sorry. I just went to Fangraphs and
Jesus.
sorted every qualified hitter by WRC plus, all of them. 182 of them, okay?
No.
So
It's time for
So-
America's favorite game show, Story
just
or
before-
Duran. Woo!
just before I even say it, something fun. The two blowjob brothers are next to each other.
Oh, brother.
Okay.
Well,
do you
well.
want- so remember I said there's 182 qualified hitters. Would you like to guess the two numbers that they are?
180 and 181.
That's what I was gonna go with, Fitz. You nailed it.
No. 177 and 178.
Oh,
Better than I thought.
There are literally-
who's after them? Who are the last? What is that,
Ezekiel
4 or 5?
Tovar,
I'd still take him
Marcelo
at short
Zuna.
over Story.
Ozuna's been bad.
Cedric Mullins, and Alec Boehm.
Wow, that's
Well, actually, you
been
know what? Credit to
disastrous.
Ezekiel Tovar. He's actually tied with Story. But
And credit to Ezekiel Tovar. Historically, he's a great defender. I don't know how he
Yeah,
grades out this year.
that's
but
what I'm saying.
That's his calling card.
I mean, guys, that can't go on.
It can.
Rafael Devers, funny enough, 167th.
Mm.
Could you imagine if
he-
he was still on this roster performing like that? Good
Man.
Lord.
Anyways, Liam.
Okay, sorry.
Yeah, no, I think I do have some clarity. It helped. I sat down with another Jake Monday night. Not Jake Wally.
I listened.
Jake Iggy.
Mr. Iggy. Yeah, I
yeah,
listened.
at-
And
at
I
Jake Iggy
drive
on
back from
Twitter.
work today. I listened to it. Nicely done.
Yeah, well, we had a nice chat, and I think it felt, for me at least, like a good therapy session. We just, we unpacked some things, and I do think like just the way Cora operates no longer fit the 26-man roster. Not to say like these Red Sox need a babysitter or they need someone to hold their hand, but I do think there's a certain degree of I don't want to like, this feels like a cop out, but like leadership, but like they need someone in the clubhouse who's going to be a voice. And obviously like last year it was Bregman who could take the young guys aside. 2 years before that, it was Justin Turner taking
We just
young
established
guys aside.
that as not Story nor Duran. We've just
Exactly.
established that.
So there's like, and then with those guys out of the picture, I mean, that's just not Cora's MO. Like that's just not his vibe. For better or worse, I mean, like it works for some players, it doesn't work for others. I'm sure even in like 2018 where things were going great, I'm sure there were some guys that were just like, I mean, it's Cora, like he's the manager, and didn't feel any like personal attachment. Whereas like now, like these guys do kind of need to be shown what it
this
takes.
Is pretty
to
much
play Major League
exactly
Baseball.
what I said.
Yeah, like and
you're like LeBron. I hate to interrupt you, Liam, but you're like LeBron in the barbershop. That's my favorite saying. That's my favorite saying.
Knew he was special.
Yeah,
my favorite saying.
No, I think they need. Yeah, I think my whole thing was like this team needs to develop now.
Right, and that wasn't happening at the major league level. For better or worse, like I mean, you can complain about the rosters Cora's been handed since 22, and that's another case where I'm like, I understand the argument, but I can't accept it. Like, like I can't. Like, I won't go to bed at night feeling good about that.
Liam, I think that should be your new platitude of the year. I really like that. I understand the argument, but I can't
understand
it.
But I can't
because it's respectful enough. Where like I hear you, that's how you win the marketplace of ideas, my friend.
Yeah, no. We're just we want to get more people on board. No, that's the way I feel about it, and like I know there's been a lot of turnover. There's changes in the front office, et cetera, over the last half decade. But at the end of the day, man, like guys were making it to the major leagues and not taking the next step that we thought they were going to.
I said they cannot afford.
It's my favorite saying.
They cannot afford to, with the core that's been set up. They cannot afford for that to continue to happen now.
100%. I mean, call it a sophomore slump for the next great Red Sox team this season. Just call it a sophomore slump. Last year was a little stepping stone. You got the wild card series.
Sure, you just can't turn into the Orioles. That's the spooky.
My thing is, for me, I'm just thinking like, I don't know, Giants maybe, or where it's just like it becomes like pure mid, and like there's front office turnover, there's turnover in the dugout, and you
Buster
never
Posey.
like. I mean, we'll find out. I kind of liked what he was cooking, but jury's out as it stands. But it's like one of those situations where it's like, and I think Fitz, you said it when we talked Saturday night, like you don't want it to become a cycle where, okay, now Craig's gonna hire a manager, but then Craig's gonna get the boot in November, and then we hire a new CDO, but we already have a manager. Like that. To me,
if only there was a word that described what the organization powers that be have to be together. Like if they have to be like.
Do you think John Henry's
parallel to each other
hit one of his underlings in the front office?
Say it again, Jake.
Like struck. Do you think he's ever like hit anyone in the front office?
Craig.
He was the one that pushed the clubhouse manager, and Manny took the fall for it.
Oh, that's interesting. I like that.
New conspiracy.
I'm glad I was able to get your takes on this, Liam.
Yeah, Liam, good to have you.
Yeah. Thanks for having me, guys.
Emoji of the week is the emoji of the number 3. Now that it's 3's company again. We were 2, then we were 3. All of us whole again. And again, I hate to repeat what I said at the start of the show. Like again, I'm still uncertain about the decision. And similar to the Devers trade, I think I said it on that emergency pod, I'll say it again here. Like, the final story of this saga has yet to be written. If only Natasha Benefiel had a song about that. Like, we're not going to know Like, I don't have the clairvoyance to be able to look into the future and know how this is going to turn out. If this is really an organization, a team that's going to be built into the mold of what Craig Breslow wants, we're not going to know the final result of that until a little bit. Unless he's canned at, like, before the fucking deadline and goes real shit. Then we'll know. But we don't know what it is right now. Liam, I'll quickly ask you, because we talked about this as well. Generally, even if you don't have a specific date on it, which I wouldn't imagine that you would, with this decision, another big swing by Breslow, and I think we're all in agreement here, alignment here, that, like, okay, now he's running the show, there's no excuse. How much time does this buy him?
I still think the pressure's on, man. Like, if they don't turn this around and it goes
the second apron,
and it goes belly up, and it looks like we're headed towards 90 plus losses come August, early September, then yeah, I think he gets the boot. I don't think you can give him another winter to figure that out, because worst case, we get to this point July of next year, like halfway through the season, and there is no improvement. And then you're back to square one. Whereas, like, with Jake, they can't afford, with the young players they have right now, to not be aggressive with where we're at. So if the season does fully go down the drain, I don't understand why they wouldn't make that move.
Yeah, I think that's fair.
So he's got till October. He's got 5 months.
It's also like, I get that. I see where you're coming from, and I don't ultimately, I agree with that to a point. It's just, there is so much stock being put into Breslow's vision here. It would have to get nasty, I think, for them to pull the trigger, or pull
I don't know,
the
man.
trigger.
With FSG now, I kind of take it with a grain of salt. I mean,
Potentially,
Craig's got their backing, because
for now
he's the one that's here. So I mean, that's an easy cop out for FSG to be like, yeah, Craig has our support. Yeah, it's because it was him, that's only because it was him or Cora.
Yeah.
Like, so I think he's got this season. Hey, in best case scenario, you get back to 500.
Works.
You get back to 500 by Memorial Day, and come the trade deadline, maybe it looks like you're in the hunt for a wild card. Like, that's still a long way down the road. But the problem is also, like, all right, if say they lose like 20 games in May, is Craig the guy you want here to oversee the deadline? Like that, I don't know. Then it becomes a whole other can of worms.
Yeah, I guess we'll
if it
cross
really
that bridge when we get
spirals.
there.
But
yeah,
it's still like too fresh to be like, oh, what does this look like for the rest of the year? But I don't know. To me at least, it feels like, all right, Craig, you have the summer. This is the summer of Craig.
It's a Craig summer.
Yeah,
I'm trying to imagine Craig Breslow like singing the lyrics of like 360 or like another song off of Brat Jake. Or
No, Chad Tracy is Brat.
No, but like Craig Breslow's AI Chat GPT ass way of speaking, but the lyrics to like Von Dutch or 360.
Yeah,
I decided to go.
That's
into
an inspired bit.
Dun, dun, dun. Decided to go into my own direction, and after analyzing all the different outcomes and trying to leverage how I could best optimize my outcomes, it turns out that I did make it. I am indeed a reference that a lot of other organizations look at. That's just the first line of the first song on that album.
Fitz, I think that bit needs a little more cooking.
We'll iron it out.
A little bit more.
We'll iron that one out. But
you see the vision, right?
Yeah,
I think so.
Yeah.
It's funny that Trevor Story and Jaron Duran are best friends. I forgot that. Ship them out together.
Yeah.
They get traded away together like the end of The Notebook.
Yeah, they're gonna die holding hands together.
They're not gonna die. Actually die, but
no, they're gonna kill me. Watching them play every day.
But folks, am I right? Do we have anything pod off related? This is a long episode.
I know. I'm exhausted. I'm fucking exhausted. For never a good day to be a Boston sports fan.
For the naysayers who say we don't talk ball,
it was 9:30.
Yeah,
and I was wrapping up.
Yeah, no.
It could be a banner day for the never a good day to be a Boston sports fan memes.
Yeah. For the naysayers who say that Pod on Lansdowne doesn't talk ball enough, this is like over 2 hours of ball talk for you. So there you go. And to that guy in the YouTube chat who said that we don't know ball, well then that's 2 hours of not knowing ball. So there you have it. Song of the week?
Let's see.
I am exhausted myself. I would like to wrap this up.
I don't. How about Tonight by the Smashing Pumpkins?
Smashing Pumpkins, yeah. Billy Corgan, huge asshole from what my understanding. Likes the Cubs, though. Big baseball fan. That entire album, Melancholy and the Infinite Sadness, though. I mean, it's long.
Special.
There is some fat you might be able to trim on that album a little bit because it's a double album, if I'm not mistaken, but there's so many fucking hits on that album. Yeah, no, Tonight with that intro, like the piano intro leaning into it, special, Jake. That's a good call.
Thank you.
Liam?
I'm going this. I guess you can consider it an ode to Jaron Duran and Trevor Story. I'm going Stairway to Heaven, but I'm going with the Heart cover that was played I think at like the Kennedy Center or something, like Led Zeppelin was honored for you.
Yeah,
it always shows up
Kennedy
at
Center honor.
The what?
Yeah.
The what?
the Kennedy Trump Center,
Yeah.
Trump
Foundation,
Kennedy
whatever.
Center.
Yeah,
The Trump
of course.
Kennedy Center.
Of course, he put himself first. Yeah.
It always shows up on like my TikTok feed every like 3 months, and it's such a banger.
The Kennedy
so
Center
good.
honors performances are awesome. It's so good. When they had Carole King, Aretha Franklin singing "You Make Me Feel Like a Natural Woman" and like Barack Obama like breaking down in tears, like it's objectively a very cool clip. No matter what you think about Barry O. But no, the Kennedy Center honors that's a good call. The Sisters Wilson, shout out to them. Shout out Hart.
Absolutely.
I was walking the dog tonight, gentlemen, and I thought of Song of the Week, and I went through the playlist. I owe myself and everybody actually an apology. How the hell is Get Down On It by Kool and the Gang not on the playlist?
It's not.
It's not, dude.
Wow.
That's crazy.
Listen,
because
they're about to win like 25 games straight now that it's on the playlist.
I'm just saying. I took the
saying.
dog out and I was sending out the Get Down On It tweet, and I was like, I've been doing this for a while, man. And then I stopped because I do put on the Pod on Lansdowne playlist from time to time. You know,
As
doing
one
work
does.
or driving or whatever. And I think to my, it's got to be on there, right? I look, KOOL, nope, not on there. Get Down, search, nothing there.
That's that's the Death Star.
Yeah, let's go bigger than a womp rat.
Yeah, we'll get estimates. We'll get
Yeah.
estimates.
Yeah, we can do it tomorrow if money's no object. YouTube chat, Seth goes, that's a systematic failure. Botsy goes, one of the biggest oversights of all
How did
time.
we miss that?
Blade Damba says, get your back up off the wall. Fitz, listen, I'm doing it. Song of the week is Get Down On It by Kool and the Gang. My
Nice.
apologies. That was the fucking... Not a bit. This is not a joke. Liam and Jake were both there. They could testify. That was Missy Mopania and I's entrance song at our wedding reception.
It sure was.
We played Get Down
It
On It.
absolutely was.
We did. And I want it on the record. That was not my idea. That was her idea. I did not strong arm her for that. She said, should we do this? I started laughing. I was like, absolutely. Because it's going to piss off Jake and Liam. And others as well. But it's a great fucking song. What can I say? And now it's on the playlist. Immortalized on the
crazy.
Pod on Lansdowne playlist.
How about
How's the cat,
that?
Liam, before we go?
Oh, he's great. He's loafing right now. His eyes are closed.
What's the
Looks a
cat's
little
name again?
tired. Tibbs.
Tibbs.
James
As in
Eugene.
James Eugene Tibbs
Yeah,
the third.
exactly. But he's doing well. He's doing well. Taking formula.
How old is Tibbs?
4 years old, I believe.
Aw, shout out Tibbs.
Yeah.
I can't wait to meet Tibbs.
He's great, man. He's like super chill. Got a new coworker. So
We
Yeah.
like cats that
The
act
office-
like
the
dogs
office
and
is
are
buzzing.
chill. That's good.
yes, that's what we like. He's very affectionate. He'll cuddle.
Hell yeah. Rub up on the legs, like
Yeah.
kind of doing like put their body up. Yeah, that's what
Yeah.
I'm talking about. Good kitty.
Good kitty. Good kitty.
Yeah. I'd ask how Mabel was, but Mabel said some horrifying things on the Saturday night stream.
That's right.
true.
Can't be repeated.
Had to do a lot of
She's,
editing
she's
afterwards
over
to
there
make sure it was
drinking
safe for
some
air.
water right now.
Yeah.
The FCC was going to take our broadcasting license.
Yeah.
May May.
Marshall hasn't been on. I mean, Marshall was barking earlier. We're able to hear Marshall.
May.
Marshall hasn't been seen on the stream in a bit. He had surgery a couple weeks ago. He's doing well. Back to his regular self. Still wearing like the suit.
Doing
like,
well.
Did you know that dogs don't do the cone of shame anymore?
They
Or
don't?
maybe they do, but they didn't for our dog. They put like the full like body kind of suit on. He's basically wearing like a
Put on a straight
onesie.
jacket?
Yeah, he wears like
Oh
a
my
onesie.
God.
Yeah,
That
so he's
sounds
not like licking
terrible.
his wounds. You know what I mean?
Oh, we got Mabel like a donut.
A donut.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like I remember those
cone,
photos.
But a
Yeah,
donut.
Adam goes, mine got a cone recently, LOL. So cones might still be a thing, but they did not for Marshall.
That's
Riss
funny.
in the chat goes, how did Marshall and Mabel get their names? Jake's busy with Mabel. I'll say how Marshall got his name. I think I may have mentioned this on the show, but I'll mention it again. My wife, Alex, Miss Emo Pena, we love her very much.
wife.
My wife. It's wonderful to be able to say my wife. She and her sisters love going to Marshall's department store. They get everything at Marshall's. They live off of Marshall's. So when we were kicking around the idea of getting a puppy, we had like a bunch of name ideas. What about this? What about this? And we were sitting with like one or two of her sisters. And I just jokingly, off the cuff, said, "Look, well, you girls go to Marshall's all the time. We should name the dog Marshall." And we laughed about it, but then we stopped. And I said, "That's actually a great name. Marshall." That's his name.
Consumer Wojak. Have you guys seen that one?
I love consuming.
Mine is Soph wanted to give her like an old lady name because like we think that's cute. But then I always reference the Simpsons scene when Bart's sitting at the table with Lisa and he just goes, "So I says to Mabel, I says," and then Homer
Homer
interrupts
walks
them,
in.
and that's it. Like that's all you get from that. I think that's like the funniest scene.
So
in the
anyways, it
show.
says to Mabel, I says,
So I says to Mabel, I says, so I suggested Mabel, and that was that.
That's
go.
lovely.
Yep.
how'd Tibbs get the name?
James Eugene. That's what I'm rolling with. I honestly,
awesome.
I don't know. We don't know. But
We don't know. Sides doesn't know how it works.
we don't know. He was
Was
traded
he
for
named
Rafael
Tibbs
Devers.
when you got him?
Oh yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, so I'm not changing it. He is who he is.
That's the name his mama gave him.
That's right.
That's his name. Well, there you have it.
Oh, Riss did remind me in the chat now. Yeah, I guess it's from Romeo and Juliet.
Oh, Tibble.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
there you go. Not James Eugene. Sorry to disappoint.
Ah.
That's what I'm telling myself though.
Nerd, Shakespeare,
Yeah.
literature.
Romeo and Juliet. I can understand it, but I can't accept it.
The Zoomers and Gen Alpha can't even read anyways. What's the point of referencing literature?
Literary references.
I'm like half joking. Like literacy rates are actually pretty bad nowadays. I've recently saw something about that.
It's true.
Dude, that's actually true.
That's-
Everything you said is true.
everything-
It's all here.
I'm looking at it right now.
It's all gonna be gone. The helium. Well, is that all we got?
Yeah.
Let's put a bow on it, man. Let's put a bow.
That's a hefty one.
That's a hefty one. Almost like 2.5 hours.
Who's pitching tomorrow?
I thought it was Bayo, but
Mr. Bayo.
Oh my.
is it officially Bayo?
Oh, it is
No.
because it's him and Scherzer. It's poop versus pee.
No.
Good old fashioned poop off. You know what? Actually, can we tweet that from the pod? The picture of the good old fashioned poop off and say Bayo versus Scherzer tomorrow. I'm gonna do that once we get off here. So, all right, that's gonna do it for this edition of Pod on Lansdowne. We appreciate you sticking around as always, and we want to say a big thank you to Katie Morrison O'Day of Mass Live. Hope to have her on the program more often for some AAA analysis. Maybe get you excited with what's going on down in Worcester. Apparently, Scherzer is out now on the IL. So
That's what we're
there
being
goes
told.
there goes that dream. There goes that tweet. I'll have to say that.
Producers in our ear.
Yeah.
Actually, have to issue a correction.
I didn't know that. I just you're telling me now for the first time.
He lived an amazing life.
What else can you say? That you could wake me up in the middle of the night and like ask me for a loved one's birthday. Good chance I may not know it, but if you wake me up in the middle of the night and say recite that, I think I'd be able to get at least like 95% of it. But just say it out loud. Let me see if I could do it. Like what she just died. Wow, I didn't know that. You're telling me now for the first time. She lived an amazing life. What else can you say? Whether you agree or not, It's actually, you know what? Maybe I don't know it as well as I do.
Should I put
then
the
he
back?
talks-
That's good. That's good.
Blue Jean Baby.
I'm actually saddened to hear that. Thank you very much. He walks
I'm
away.
actually saddened to hear that.
It was, and I've said it before. I'll say it again. It's so funny that, like, you know, the Pod Save America-esque type of people are like, you know, I disagree with him, but what a strong and respectful statement. And like he's fumbling all over his words, doing the, I didn't know that. Wow.
Also, learning about someone's death and saying I'm actually saddened to hear that is
so
like
funny.
throwing a qualifier on being sad. I'm actually saddened to hear that.
Yeah. And I'm actually saddened to end this episode of the program because you perverts, old and new, have been wonderful. Great guests as always. We'll be back next week, next Tuesday, 7:30. Regular episode as always. If any other manager is fired for the Red Sox, I'm sure we'll be there for an emergency episode. So again, thank you, Katie. Thank you for listening. For Jake, for Liam, for Tibbs, for Marshall, for Mabel, I'm Fitz. You're you. Go Sox. Go Chad Tracy. Go sirens in the background at Jake's window.
The Big Apple.
No other city where there's emergency vehicles. And obey your mother.
Obey your mother.
Obey your mother.